I'm hanging out here with my friends Edward J. Olmos and Wilmer Valderrama, who are trying to work out the internet into an iPad.
I'm trying to Google how many Latinos are in the United States.
It's not easy, believe it or not. For
It's
some
overwhelming
reason,
that it's keep freezing the iPad. We're so many of us that just Googling us, overwhelms the iPad.
we're trying to prove to the executives that we need to make more movies like from Prada to Mara because we're growing fast and we're good business, right?
Very good business.
And fun stuff. You know what? I did go actually to the theaters and watch people react to the movie, and it's incredible. People are laughing, clapping, singing "Cielito Lindo." There was a lot of interaction with our movie on the theaters.
That's what happened when I saw it in theater. I took my whole family down to see it, and it's a great family film. I mean, my daughter loved it. She's 11 years old, and she just loved it. She loves you. And
it was all about him. I think she just
Yeah.
wanted to see him.
well, she's a fan of his, so. It was when she found out I was meeting with you today. She was like going crazy. She didn't want to go to school. Come on, take me with you. Take me with you.
Why don't we go to school and say hello?
Yeah,
The three of us.
That would be
Go pick her up from
amazing.
school.
Yeah,
Let's
that
just
would,
They get her lunch.
Have a heart attack.
They go to
she
their lunch,
would.
their
So
lunch,
what a lot of the girls.
the
are.
cafeteria. Hey, sweetie, Daddy wants you to have this sandwich for lunch.
We need to bring the whole school to see the movie.
That's what. Well, I talked to the Board of Education.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, we're
They're
serious.
twittering it. Yeah, as of yesterday. Yeah.
That's really sweet.
Yeah, we need to tweet about it.
we had a really good opening weekend. And I'm not even
No,
involved in the
you're
movie.
part of this. I mean, you're
He's a part
the
of it. He's a part of it.
My life depends on this movie.
Exactly.
I didn't even have anything to do with it. I have no rights. I have no, investment in the picture. I just tell you that it's a great movie, and I wanted to thank them personally for making the movie. That's what I'm doing here today.
How cool is that?
And they deserve it because guess what? I'd like to see another one like this, because when I took my daughter there and she's sitting there and she's, watching a movie just like she watches every other movie, and she can not only relate to it, but it means something to her culturally. That was incredible. And the values that you get out of the movie are incredible.
So she,
Just love yourself. That's what it says. It's about loving yourself and who you are.
Yeah.
And that, it's okay to be rich, and it's okay to be poor, and it's okay to try to make yourself better than who you are, and that comes in personalization of yourself. So, hey, this movie is one that, for me, gave me a lot of hope, and that's why I'm here saying thank you.
Thank you.
Especially this guy over here is a major, major artist who the kids were screaming when they were watching the movie. I'm not kidding you, that was so much fun. It was fun to watch it,
is that tattoo you have?
That's COVID 13.
Yeah.
You have to go watch the movie apparently to really understand that. No, but you know what? I was really, after we did a couple of rounds, we went a couple of movie theaters with the cast and surprised the fans out there. They announced that we were gonna come and see them, and so we went to City Walk and went to the AMC there, went to Burbank, and the fans were responding really well. And then that same night, I took a bunch of my friends and my sisters, and we went to the Archive in Sherman Oaks to watch it randomly, like around 9:45. And I mean, the theater was, I'd say, 80% full, and nobody knew I was there. On Sunday, 80% full, and nobody knew I was there. Obviously, I sat in the back with my family and everybody. Everyone laughed at the right places. Everybody, sighed at the right places, and
cried at the right place.
yeah, and cried at the right places.
I was watching a lady crying, and she was making me cry.
Yeah.
I was sneaking into one of the screenings and just staring at her. She was just crying, and I was beginning to cry, watching her cry, watching my movie.
And as a performer, when you're shooting, you're very conscious of these moments. You just hope that they work and translate through screen. And when you're in the movie theater and you see that they're laughing at the moments where you structurally knew that this was probably going to be a punchline, this is probably going to be really funny, this is going to be a really important moment. And when you see the audience really connecting and engaging with the story in that way, it's super, super rewarding. At the end of the screening, at the end of the movie, the whole theater started clapping.
Yeah, they did too.
I
Yeah,
heard
that's
that
what
too.
happened. Yeah,
They started
They did it,
clapping,
yeah.
and I got the goosebumps because I don't remember the last time I was in a movie theater where people were clapping at the movie. You know what I mean? Where actually they had a moment there, and I'd say 50% of the theater stayed through the credits. And they kept conversating, and they kept talking about the soundtrack and things like that, and looking who else was in it, and
That's cool.
and I just knew that we were in a really special
Moment.
project, and,
Yeah.
and it was in that special moment, where I knew that, wow, this is the moment where we need to embrace, I think that they looked at it as a universal story. They looked at it as a story that all of us can really appreciate and understand, but no matter what culture you come from, this is something that can really happen to you, And as we move forward in this industry and we talk about, what are the next anthems, what are the next movies that are gonna, define us as people, we keep in mind that we need to treat ourselves the exact same way, with the same respect and the same commitment to ourselves and our culture as any other culture in America. We need to understand that we have just as strong of a voice as any other culture in America. And now, as we become this influential number, I think that now is the time where we need to really shoot our own films, create our own television series, but most importantly, never forget what we have in common with everyone is that we are people. We have families, and we have situations that affect our whole communities, and films like this are really going to help create that equality, to everyone. I mean, I was really blessed, and I think that throughout the years, I'm sure, Mr. Olmos, I've seen a lot of these projects come and go, and we read all the scripts that in theory, could work, but I think it's now really when we have the facts, that there is an audience out there that is craving this kind of programming and this kind of films, but it's how do we, cross that, and I think that it starts with films like this and supporting our projects, and, no matter if you're Mexican or Salvadorian or Cuban or Puerto Rican or Colombian or Venezuelan, this is the time where we become one network. This is the time where we support, and go and root for these films, to eventually see ourselves on the big screen.
Excelente. So, Prada to Nada, go see it because they say so.
No, because it's his first film and he did a hell of a job.
Like I said, because it's my first film and I did a hell of a... And they say so. I think we got some cool stuff.
Ta-da!